Life in the divine sense. Obligations and assignments. Revelations of Jesus Christ from 1884 to 1950. The necessary balance. Thus saith the Lord. The destiny of each and every person, with his or her spiritual mission and human mission, is predestined. Both must harmonize and strive towards a single end. In truth, I tell you that I shall take into account your spiritual works, but also your material ones, for in them I shall find merit to help your spirit reach me. Up until now, it has been the pride of man that has compelled him to neglect the spiritual, and this lack of knowledge has prevented him from achieving perfection. As long as man does not learn to keep his material and spiritual powers in harmony, he shall not find the balance that must exist in his life. Disciples, though you live on this earth, you may still live a spiritual life. For you shall not believe that spiritualization means turning away from all that is material, but in bringing human laws into harmony with divine laws. Blessed is he who studies my laws and understands how to unite them with the laws of man, for he will be healthy, strong, elevated, and happy. Healthy and baleful pleasures. I do not tell you that you must avoid your earthly obligations, or the healthy pleasures of your hearts and senses. I only ask you to renounce that which poisons your spirits and makes your bodies ill. Whoever lives within the law obeys the dictates of his conscience. Whoever flees from permissible pleasures in order to immerse himself in forbidden ones asks himself, even during moments of greatest pleasure, why he is not happy or why he cannot find peace. From gratification to gratification, he slowly descends until he is lost in the abyss, without having found true satisfaction for his heart and spirit. There are those who must succumb, draining even the last drop of the cup in which they vainly sought pleasure, so they may then hear the voice of He who is eternally calling them to the feast of eternal life. The scientist cuts the fruit from the tree of science with irreverence, refusing to listen beforehand to the voice of his conscience, through which my law speaks to him, telling him that all the fruits of the tree of wisdom are good, and therefore whoever picks them must do so only when he is inspired to benefit his fellow men. These examples I have cited reveal to you why humanity knows neither the love nor the peace of the inner paradise, that which man, by his obedience to the law, should be carrying always within his heart. I have come to teach the sinners, the disobedient, the ungrateful, and the arrogant, to help you find exactly this, to have you understand that you are gifted with a spirit, that you possess a conscience, that you have the ability to reason and perfectly evaluate that which is good and that which is bad, and to reveal to you the path that will lead you to the paradise of peace, wisdom, infinite love, immortality, glory, and eternity. Men do not always interpret my teachings well. I have never taught you to ignore or refrain from tasting the healthy fruit that my laws endorse and avow. I have merely come to teach you not to pursue, and even less so to love, that which is of no use or superfluous, that you do not make use of perishable, illicit things, as you would fruits that are beneficial for the spirit and the body. Yet all that is lawful and beneficial to the spirit or the heart I have entrusted to you, because it is within my laws. Much time has had to pass for humanity to reach spiritual maturity. You have always fallen into two extremes. One has been materialism, by which you attempt to reach ever greater worldly pleasures. And that is truly detrimental, for it deviates the spirit from its mission. However, you must also avoid the other extreme, the mortification of the flesh, and the complete denial of all that pertains to this life. For I sent you to this earth to live as men, as human beings, and I have shown you the straight path that you must follow, so that you may live rendering unto Caesar that which belongs to Caesar, and to God that which is God's. I created this world, with all its beauty and perfection, for you, and I have given you your material body, through which you must develop the gifts I have granted you, so you might attain perfection. The Father does not wish for you to be deprived of all the good things that this world offers you, but you must not give preference to the material over the spiritual, for the body is fleeting, but the spirit belongs to eternity. Blessed and cursed wealth. When it is my will to make you the keepers of earthly goods, I give them to you so that you may share them with your brothers in need, with those who possess no wealth or support, with the weak and the sick. Many of those who possess nothing on earth may, in exchange, share with you their spiritual wealth. I wish all to be yours, but also that you understand how to make conscientious use of what you need, that you know how to be rich in spirit and possess much in the material, and if you know how to make good use of it, and give to each and all their proper place and value. What harm could the spirit of a man of immense wealth do to himself, if what he possesses is for the good of his fellow men? And how could a powerful man be harmed if his spirit knows to take time to pray at opportune moments, and if this prayer pertains to communion with me? Do not say to me, Lord, I behold poverty among those who follow you, but among those who do not even remember you, who do not even pronounce your name, I see abundance, pleasures, and satisfaction. My people will not take these cases as proof that those who follow me must be poor in this world. Yet I tell you, those who you envy so do not know and cannot buy with all their wealth the peace of those who hear and consecrate part of their lives to doing good to others. There are those who know how to possess the goods of the world and those of the spirit simultaneously. To others, the things of the world are not granted, because they have forgotten the spiritual. And yet again others are interested solely in the things of this world, because they believe that the divine laws are an enemy to earthly wealth. Goods are and will always remain goods, yet not all know how to use them properly. You must understand that not all of the things which many possess were given to them by me. There are those who have been compensated for by me, just as there are others who have gained all that they have by stealing. The greatest evidence of your obedience in life is your spiritual peace, not the amount of goods and wealth you possess. When I tell you, ask and you shall be given, you ask me for material goods. Truly, you ask too little of me. Ask me above all for that which benefits your spirit. Do not collect hoards of treasures on earth, for what you find here is stolen. Store up your treasures in the kingdom of the Father, for there your riches shall be safe, and serve for the happiness and peace of your spirit. The treasures of earth are the false greatness of riches, power, and titles. The treasures of the Spirit are good works. The vain believe they are great without being so, and they are indeed small, contenting themselves with the superfluous riches of this life, failing to discover the true values of the heart and spirit. How small are their wishes, their loves, and their ideals. With how little they are satisfied. But he who has learned to live, he has learned to give to God what is God's, and to the world what is the world's. He who knows how to rejoice in the bosom of nature, without becoming a slave to the material, he knows how to live. And though apparently possessing nothing, he is the owner of the goods of this life, and he is on his way to possessing the riches of the kingdom of God. The law of giving. If men had faith in my word, then they would bear me in their hearts, and would always keep in mind that which I said to the listening multitude. Truly, I tell you, whosoever gives away even but a cup of water shall no wise lose his reward. And yet, men believe that if they give something away, they receive nothing in return, and so, to protect what they have, they keep it for themselves. Now I tell you, in my justice there is perfect balance, so that you never fear to give away what you possess. Do you see those who accumulate and treasure things, and share their possessions with no one else? Those men bear a dead spirit within themselves. In contrast, those who have devoted even the last breath of their existence to giving their fellow men what they possess, even to the point where they may be alone, abandoned, and poor in their final hour. These have been guided always by the light of faith, which reveal to them in the distance the closeness of the promised land, where my love waits to give them compensation for all their works. Come, so that I may restore true life to you, and remind you that you have been created to give. However, as long as you do not know what it is you bear within yourself, it will be impossible to give it to those who are in need. Behold, how all those that surround you fulfill their mission of giving. The elements, the heavenly bodies, the beings, the plants, flowers, and birds, all of them, from the greatest to the imperceptible, have the ability and destiny of giving. Why do you make of yourselves an exception when you are the most amply gifted with the divine grace of loving? Oh, how much you must still grow in wisdom, love, virtue, and power, so that you may be a light upon the path of your younger siblings. What a beautiful and elevated destiny your Father has provided for you. Fulfillment of obligations and assignments. During the third era, my spiritual doctrine shall grant the Spirit the freedom to spread its wings and ascend to the Father, to offer Him true worship. Yet men as well, as human beings, have worship to offer the Creator, and that tribute consists of fulfilling their duties here on earth, obeying human laws, showing morality and good judgment in their actions, and fulfilling their duties as fathers, children, brothers, friends, masters, and servants. He who lives in this way shall have honored me on earth, allowing his spirit to ascend to glorify me. He who shirks the burden of his mission, he who turns from or ignores the responsibilities his spirit contracted with me, in order to act according to his whims and will, shall be unable to feel true peace in his heart, for his spirit will never be satisfied or experience calm. They are those who are continually seeking pleasures in which to forget their sorrows and anxieties, deceiving themselves with false joys and fleeting satisfactions. I allow them to travel their path, for I know that, though today they depart, forgetting and even denying me, soon, when reality wakens them from their dream of greatness on earth, they shall understand the insignificance of the riches, the titles, the pleasures, and the honors of the world, when they must confront the spiritual truth, faced with eternity, and the divine justice that none shall escape. All are aware of this, for each of you possess a spirit that reveals to you, by the gift of intuition, the reality of your lives, or the path that is arranged for you, or what it is that you must do here. Yet you insist on freeing yourselves of any spiritual commitments, so that you may feel free to be the owners of your own lives. Before your spirit was sent to this planet, the fields were shown to it. It was told that it would come to sow peace, that its message would be spiritual, and your spirit rejoiced, promising to be faithful and obedient to its mission. Why then do you fear to sow? Why do you now feel unworthy or unable of carrying out the work that so overjoyed your spirit when it was entrusted to it? It is because you have allowed passions to block your path, denying the passage of the spirit, and seeking to justify its indecision with puerile arguments. You must not return to the valley from which you came empty-handed. I know that your bitterness would be great indeed. To each of you has been assigned a portion, which he must guide or cultivate, and this mission is not accomplished on the eve of physical death. The spirit, in the spiritual world as in the material, continues to sow, cultivate, and harvest. The greater spirits guide the lesser, and these in turn guide others that are less developed still, while the Lord leads all of them to safe pastures. I have told you that the greater spirits guide the lesser. By this I do not mean to say that those spirits have been great since the beginning, or that the latter will always be lesser than their brothers. Those which are now great have become so by elevating and developing themselves in the fulfillment of the noble mission of loving, serving, and helping those who have not achieved the same level of spiritual elevation. Those that are still weak, those that have become lost, or those that suffer. Those that are small today will tomorrow be great, through perseverance upon the path of development.